Good day, everyone, and welcome to the day 2 of our maiden AI bootcamp with Pastor Step. Today, we'll be learning about how to create a resume with ChatGPT. One of the things you must know is that for anyone to get a job here in the country Nigeria, one of the basic things you need, even if you want to get an international job, a remote job, one of the basic things that makes you qualify to access that job is an interview. And for you to get to the interview phase, your resume or your CV, as it's generally called, is attractive to your hiring manager or the organization you are seeking an offer with. Based on research, we have come to find out that about 70 to 80% of the Nigerian graduates do not know how to personally create a professional resume, and this has really hindered their opportunity, have been a blockage to many talented people to getting their dream opportunities because they cannot present themselves before the organization they wish to get an opportunity for. So before we go further, one of the things an AI has come to do, ChatGPT especially, is helping you create a CV or a resume fit for the specific job you are applying to. One of the things I want you to know is that for every job you are going to apply for, your resume is supposed to fit the terms and conditions. One of the things you need to know by the end of this bootcamp is that there is no general CV. Every CV is supposed to fit a job position that you are applying for. So what is a resume? A resume is a document that summarizes your work experience, skills, education, and other relevant information that a potential employer might need to know about you. It is a marketing document that tells the ability you have to your employer with the purpose of winning an interview with the hiring organization. The purpose of any resume or CV you send out is that you are called in for an interview. For a resume to accomplish the landing of an interview, it must match the keywords in the job description, like I said earlier. It must align with the vocabulary and specific terms used in the industry. For your resume to get you an interview, for those looking for a job, it must be impactful and you must ensure it communicates you as a doer. If your resume cannot fit this specific quality, there is a 99% chance that you won't get a reply based on what you applied for. The next thing we must know is that there are various kinds of resumes that fit various situations. I'll be explaining these basic two and we'll be discussing one of them, and others will come up while you stay within the community, because the amazing thing about this community is that it's free and you'll be able to learn all sorts of and various opportunities will be provided for you as long as you are within the community. We have three major kinds of resumes. First and foremost, we have the chronological resume. The chronological resume. This is a type of resume that lists your work experience in a reverse chronological order. It is normally called the experience resume, and it wants you to highlight your career progression. Then we have the functional resume. This functional resume focuses on your skills and experience rather than your work history. Most of the functional resumes are mainly used by people who want to go for a career change. Maybe this individual has been working as a customer service representative for like 2, 3, 4 years in an organization, and he did a certification in product management and he wants to change career. One of the things we have to use is a functional resume. I'll also explain this as we go further how this can be done. So the next we have is combinational resume. It combines both your chronological resume and your combinational and functional resume. And finally, we have the targeted resume. This is a resume customized to a specific job or industry. It focuses the skills and experience that is most relevant to the job you are applying for. To conclude all that I have said in this position, one of the things I want you to keep at heart for those who are planning to create a resume or a CV for either a job or a scholarship applications, one of the things you must know, which I'll be showing us how to do later on, is that every CV must meet the description offered by the organization. That is very hard to do. That is why you will hear people pay CV writers 50,000, 100,000, 200k, 20,000 naira to write their CVs for them. It's not because they don't know what they are doing, because they know these people know how to organize their CV so that it is attractive to this organization. One of the things you must do is that because of the large number of applications that is sent to organization, organization now make use of what is called the ATS, which is the applicant tracking system. This is I can call it an AI tool. What it does is that it screens people's application and only allow those that fit the job description given by the organization. Those who does not fit it, it send an automatic email to them that they failed, that they didn't pass. And those that fit it send an automatic email to them that they passed and list them for an interview. So this is the reason why you must learn how to write a CV, because since your resume or your CV is not being reviewed by a person, it means there is no emotions attached to it. So you need to create your CV in such a way that is attractive to this organization. Okay, next we'll be going into the creating of the CV with ChatGPT. But before we go into that, I would like to make certain things clear. First and foremost, for you to create a resume with ChatGPT, you don't just ask it direct questions. You need to compose your questions in unique manners such that you'll be able to get appropriate answers and the necessary resume you need for creating it. The reason why we are having this class taught is that if it was the normal way you had to create a CV, you could have done it on your own by just writing, please create me a resume. But there are procedures you will have to take to get the appropriate answers you need. That is a professional resume. So first and foremost, there's a document made available for everyone at the end of the bootcamp that clearly describes various steps you'll be able to take in doing all manner of things, and the prompts. Prompt means the questions you will ask ChatGPT so that you can get the appropriate answers you desire from the AI. Never forget, it's a very smart and intelligent system, but you can only get quality and smart answers if you ask it smart questions. And that's what we are here to teach everybody about. How to ask ChatGPT the appropriate prompt such that you get the required answers you want. So first and foremost, for us to create a resume with ChatGPT, the first thing we'll be doing is that we'll have to lay a foundation by structuring the AI to act as a resume writer for us. So there is a prompt we have for such purpose, which you have here on your screen. I am writing my resume and I need your help. You are going to act as a professional resume writer, skilled in presenting information concisely and using niche appropriate language while avoiding redundancy and the use of cliché terms. Your task is to position my experience as the solution to the target company problems, tailoring it specifically so it's obvious I can manage the main requirement of the job. I want you to memorize the instructions for the duration of our session. Is that understood? So this is the prompt we'll be given to lay the foundation of it acting as a resume writer. But before you do this, ensure that you have the job you want to apply for. So the job we are applying for is one we found online, which is for a social media manager role for a company called Hybrid Homes Limited. It is a real estate company and they're in need of a digital and social media manager. The offer is still open for those who are interested. So we'll press enter, because that's what we are creating the resume for. So we have a template which we are also going to be using, which is a resume document, someone's rough resume or the normal standard resume. This is my format of resume a while back before I improved my skill set. So this is it here. It's very structured, but I found out that ChatGPT can even do better than I do in regards to creating a resume. The skills I'm still trying to attain, it's able to do that for me by me asking the correct question. So this is our template we'll be using. So we press enter. So it understood what we want by telling us that it will create and position our experience so that it is appreciated and marketable to the organization we are applying for. So it's asking us to place on the necessary other details we will need about the job we are applying for. So we go on to the next point, which we'll be using to prepare it for creating of our resume. Okay, First, I'm going to provide you with the job specification for the role I want to apply for. Can you read it carefully so that when I ask you questions about it later on, you will reference the job specification and provide me with accurate answers? You will reference the job specification and provide me with accurate answers. So I press enter for this. I want to prepare it to receiving the job specification. Certainly, please provide me with the job specification for the role you are targeting. So I'll send you the job specification now. Here is the job specification. So we go copy the job specification from Glassdoor where it was applied, it was stated. So I just copy it. This is it here. Ctrl C. I come back to, you can also do this with your phone. It is not limited to just the system. So here it is. I've sent it the details about the job. So it knows that, okay, this is the job that I'm going to be applying for. So can you explain to me the job specification like a 10. Yeah. The reason why I'm asking this question is I want to be sure that it understands what I just sent to it. So yeah, it's telling us all that we're expected to do in the organization if we would want to get the job. So all these things he explained to us as a 10-year-old, I expected to be in your resume. If not, you won't be the most preferred candidate for the job. So after providing it with the job specification, the next thing we are going to do is provide the details about the organization. The reason why we are doing this is because various organizations are working in various industries and they have their own peculiarities. So it's necessary to give you details about the organization so you can streamline and accurately present your CV so that it's marketable to this organization and their needs. So we'll send it a prompt to prepare it for that. So now I'm going to provide you information on the hiring company so you can tailor my work experience more effectively to the hiring company needs. I want you to memorize this information so that you can consider it when helping me rewrite my experience later on. Is that understood? Enter. So it's asking us that we should provide the information about the company. So the next thing I expected to do is either go to the LinkedIn page of the organization you are applying for or go to their web page. Here you'll be able to get details about the organization. So the web page is already open down here. So I just go to the web page and get details about this organization, their vision statement and mission statement. I would advise that you go through the documents at the end of the bootcamp. There are other questions you can also ask ChatGPT so as to streamline it and prepare your CV accurately. Most of these questions which you really need to add with regards to the organization for your resume to become presentable to whatever purpose you are applying it to. Okay, thank you for providing details about the organization. You said it will memorize it and consider it when helping me write my work experience so that it aligns to the needs and objectives of the organization. So this is how we professional CV writers normally do our research when writing a resume. That's why they will normally tell that it normally takes 2, 3, 4 days if they really want to give their time to writing the resume for you. Start. So the next step after learning all this is to gather our experience, which we will use in presenting ourselves to the organization. Like I said earlier, there are 3 major ways in which you can apply for a job. First and foremost, either you are applying as someone with experience in that job position, meaning the previous job, the last job experience you have align with the job position you are applying for. Secondly, if you are doing a career shift, maybe all this while you have worked as a marketing manager and you are trying to shift into a social media manager, there's a template for that. We also have it We also have the template, part of the document which will be given to you with your certificate at the end of the bootcamp. And thirdly, if you are applying for a position and you have limited or no experience, we also have a template for that, which a video will also be released on that as long as you stay within the community. Thank you. So we'll be putting in the next prompt, which is to gather our experience. So we have a prompt for that based on the social media manager. That is the position we are applying for. Social media manager. Job description. What prompts I sent previously? So we have a comma here. What prompts can I ask you to help gather my most relevant experience? So it begins to give us certain questions that it can be asked such that our experience can be gathered for this purpose. So the moment you get to this point, what you are expected to do now is that you copy these questions and you begin to answer them personally. And if you are someone who had issues with answering this question, there is a prompt here that can give you sample answers of what it will expect you to reply it on, and you can work on to present your answer and work on your work experience. So first and foremost, let's save most of these details we have gathered here from it. So let's look for a blank document. So A, V. So these are the questions it asked us. Can you help me highlight my experience using social media marketing tools? So you highlight your experience, emphasize your track record in developing various social media campaigns, identify instances where you interacted with customers and stakeholders through social media. So these are the questions it expects you to answer with regards to the organization that you are applying for. And if you are not satisfied with the questions, you can ask it to still regenerate the question again for you. You can ask it to regenerate the question again for you. So, like I said earlier, you can, if you are confused on how to present those answers, you can ask it to give you a sample of the answers it's expecting from you. So can you give me relevant sample answers for each of those 6 questions? Normally ask 6 to 8 questions. So 6 questions. And if you want my, like I say, all you need to do is regenerate your response, and it paraphrases all of these questions in a better format. So it will ask these questions and it will give us sample answers to all of these questions. And you can also use this to work on your work experience. So this is what it's expecting you to give to it with respect to answers. Alright, so after we have answered the questions to various of the templates that we have earlier, so we'll now have to start beginning to work on those experiences based on the answers we have received. So we're going to prepare ChatGPT for the answers to be given to it. First and foremost, firstly, I'm about to give you detailed information about my past work experience. I want you to summarize all I give to you as 4 single resume bullet points and tailor it specifically for the social media vacancy I sent to you previously. And by tailor, I mean explain each bullet point using similar language to what is written in a job post. Is that clear? So I send that to it. So ChatGPT goes through it and checks if it aligns with all I want. Understood? Please provide me with detailed information about your past work experience, and I will summarize it into 4 resume bullet points and ensure that the language aligns with the job post for the social media vacancy. Please proceed with sharing the details. Remember, I clearly stated to you in the previous class of what is ChatGPT that one of the things you must be careful of is that you must not choke ChatGPT with so many questions and tasks at once. If not, it will give you inaccurate answers. So alright, so now I'll be sending you details of the answers I've created so far. So here is it. So I previously worked as a social media manager at Affordable Design in the branding and design industry. Here is a list of my duties and accomplishments. Remember, I told you of the template we are presently working on. So these are the things I've gathered so far based on my experience when combining with the sample answers that it gave to me. So I click a send and see how it compiles this into 4. So this is what it did for me. It developed and executed social media strategy that drove 90% increase in design brand booking, leveraging platforms. It begins to measure tools, technological tools I can use, and it compiled all of it into 4. So what I'm expected to do now is copy these experiences, go to my template and make edits to that. So Ctrl V. So I remove the numbers, I begin to make the edit quickly. These are the job experience for affordable social media manager. Affordable design. Remote location. So she operated remote for affordable design, and the year was clearly stated, so we can also add the year. That is all with this experience. So the next thing, so if you are not satisfied with any of this experience that is listed here, you can there are a lot of points which are provided in the document which can make use of to make your edit on any of these tags. So the next thing we'll be going on to next would be the technological skills. Yes, this is the very important thing which we need ChatGPT for. We'll be asking it to help us state the technological skills. So let's return back to ChatGPT. So, like I said earlier, there are prompts which we'll use to make the technological skills. So we drop one of them here. Based on the social media manager job description I sent you earlier, what are the important technical skills required for the job, and what technologies will give me an advantage in this role if I had experience in using them? Also, provide tools and software programs commonly used for the social media manager jobs. This is how the context of your question should be created. I know I created a template, but you need to still watch and see how I made my questions. So I press an enter key and it begins to read all of these options. So based on the social media job you provided earlier, it's important that you have the understanding of this following set of skills. So it begins to mention skills which I'm expected to have. So what you're expected to do when you mention the skills is that you go through every one of them and see the ones that you have. Take only the ones you have, and the ones you don't have, leave it, because they will ask questions for it by the time you get to your job. They will ask questions for it, and if there are certain ones that are not clearly mentioned, you can ask it to mention more tools if you want. So let me ask it, can you list more? Can you list 3 more? So what you provided earlier. So yes, this is it. TweakDeck, Google Art, Musemo, additional tools you can use. So the technological skills, you begin to take social market management, media marketing tools. You take all of these technical tools. They are much more than this, but this is what they made available for us. So you go to your resume and you work on your technological skills. Ctrl V. So we begin to clear the ones that are not necessary, so it fits. We do our editing. Adobe Creative Suite. So you start taking one after the other. You clear it. Google Analytics, Canva, buffer. So these are the things you're expected to add. Put social, hot suit. These are the little things you are expected to add. So you can add CRM softwares like data analytics softwares like technological social media marketing tools. So you can start mentioning them here. Experience and proficiency in social media marketing tools. So you begin with this, and whatever ones you don't have, such as this, so you can just clear the rest and make it simpler. Skills and analyzing social media marketing. You can also leave this as long as it better communicates what you can do. Content creation and design. Familiarity with design tools such as, leave it. Don't make it too much. CRM management. Okay. Experience in CRM tools like, you add it also. Social media advertising. So that is it. All these other ones below are tools that have already been mentioned, and it was mentioned within what we just discussed now. But they were all mentioned within what we just discussed now, and that is it with your technological skills. The next thing that's supposed to come down, I'm using a template for my thing. Let me take it out. Yes. So I will have to go down and fix that in. What we are going to do next now is my core competencies. This is the next thing, an achievement. You'll notice that I moved it up from up to down because I made an edit on the template. We are presently, if it's up, it goes only up when we are doing a career change, and it comes down when we are working on someone with years of experience in the same job role. So let's go to our template and check what it has to say regarding competencies. So with regards to competencies, so you have what are the most common keywords and terms. So we take a copy for this, for the job that we are applying for, and we go paste it on our ChatGPT. So what are the most common keywords and terms with social media manager job description I provided to you to enter in this session? Order them by frequency and relevancy for the social media manager job. So I send that to it, and it gathers every single thing based on the social media manager. So if you are going to be putting your achievements and your core competencies, if you are going to be using strictly, you'll be using core competencies when you have experience. Yes, I need to clearly state that. You only use core competencies, meaning you just take all of this right up here, the ones you have, and you place it there directly when you have experience in that job role. Your core competencies becomes achievements when you don't have experience in the job. Or for example, you're a marketing manager and trying to switch into a social media manager. It means you will convert all your experiences to fit in the social media manager role. I'll be making a video by next week on that, which clearly states that because of the limited time we have on the bootcamp, a link will be dropped on that within the group, as long as you stay within the community to attend to that. So you have your achievement. Your achievement will tell how suitable you are for the job role, despite you have not stayed a position of a social media manager, or from the past job roles you have taken before, you have all the required skill set to work in that position. So for experience, you use core competencies. For a career change, you make use of achievements. So let's go to our listing. So it gave us so lots more. So what are the 20 core competencies required? So since it gave us much, we'll streamline it to 8 of them. So what are the 8 core competencies a qualified candidate would have for a social media manager job? So we send that. It goes through it. So these are the 8 core competencies you're expected to have for the role. So these are the things we are going to be putting within our core competency section. Don't forget that we are applying for, we have experience on the job. So You don't have to state achievements. If it was achievement, all of this would have been converted to achievements. I said I'll be sending you details on that within the week, since we are focusing on just one. Those interested will have to fill up a waitlist form, so you'll be notified when it's available. So social media strategy, so begin to compile them like that. Content creation and curation. So these are the various competencies I have. Remember I said since we are working with, remember I clearly stated to you that since you are working with this thing, you don't need achievements. So we'll remove achievements and to be focused on competencies. So all that is left are awards. If you have an award, you can fill that in, and your certifications, your educations, and the second job experience. If you have more, you can still just replicate and fill it up. The major thing that is left for us to work on is our executive summary, and this is the very important part. A lot of people have issues with this. Is why we are making this video. A lot of people just go to the internet and copy someone's executive summary and make use of, which is very wrong. With the help of ChatGPT, you can create an executive summary that is unique to you based on your experiences so far, and that's what we'll be asking ChatGPT to do next for us. Alright, so I will need you to write a professional summary. Can you write it in a resume language, passive, third person, without using they and they? Can you summarize my 2 years experience and the relevant problems I can solve that relate to the social media manager job vacancy I provided to you earlier in this session? And also use these templates as the base for my resume professional summary. And this is it. So we press and enter, and it creates a professional summary that is suitable to us. Okay, you are a highly skilled social media manager with 2 years experience in branding and design industry, proven track record in executing social media strategy. So this is something that is very much unique to you. This is something that is very much unique to you. So you can make good use of this as a social media executive summary. And please, there's something I did again. I made available a content. Yes, I made available a content, meaning if you feel this is too long, you can ask it to shorten it for you and reduce the number of words it's used. You can ask it to reduce the number, ask it to reduce it to 30 to 40 words. You just need to send a prompt regarding that, and you can change your names and your various details. So with this, I believe you are able to now create a professional CV yourself that fits all of your experiences so far. So for those who have a lot of questions, you can fill in the form and send to me. Like I said, the document will be made available that have answers to many of these things. Okay, apologies. So from these points, there are various templates I created, forms I created to assist in the finishing of the resume. So you can just, I believe the document will explain all the finishing part. Thank you so much and have a great day.